yeah, there's going to be a lot of frustration. Get ready. You think you're frustrated now about not having fuel because the prelims are on there? Ellenberger versus Diego Sanchez is going to be on fuel. The fight from Sweden is going to be on fuel. Yeah. So.
Spike TV's counting program is about 700,000. Are you happy with those numbers?
What's that?
That Spike TV's counting program drew about 700,000. Is that okay with you?
Hey, they got to do what they got to do. What else are they going to put on there that's going to pull 700,000? Mansers? They're fucked. They better throw a UFC program on there. It's smart. It's not stupid. I'm not going to go, what are they doing? Damn right. If I was Kevin, I'd fucking put UFC on at 5:30 in the morning till midnight. I don't blame him.
Dana, who do you think is going to be American Idol on the Saturday night?
What's that?
Who's going to be American Idol on Fox on Saturday night?
I should know this answer. I've never watched it. I don't know.
American Idol of the fight.
Oh, the fights. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't ever give predictions. Ever.
Do you speak any other languages besides English?
I barely speak English. My vocabulary is limited. Believe me. What's that?
So UFC is gone off Spike TV. You can rewind it until the end of the year, archive footage. After that's going to be Bellator. UFC creates Spike TV as like a home for MMA. Guys are used to going to Spike to get their MMA content, so now there's only a fear that Bellator just going to slide into that gap and pick up a lot of...
No, I mean that's obviously what that was designed to do. I mean, they went out. Viacom went out and bought that company. They bought it so that they could go in there and slide that programming in there. Again, I don't blame them. It's done very well for them. Mixed martial arts. It's literally given the network an identity. And listen, I have no hard feelings or ill will toward this thing. If the relationship between us and Spike is what got the sport to where it is today. And they made in the deal that they get our content for another year, and it was very smart of them. That they get to hold on to that content and pull some ratings for another year. So,
do you have any intention of buying Bellator in the future?
Viacom owns it. Yeah. They're sitting on some serious money. I think they want it, and, but no, it's a completely different format to what we do too.
You've talked about trying to get more control over the Strikeforce show. How is that discussion going?
It hasn't. I have a meeting with them next week. So I'll meet with them next week and we'll see what happens.
Your meetings with Showtime are always next week every time we ask them.
It's true. But it really is next week. I'm not lying. It's true. It really is.
You met with Steven Espinosa in Vegas on that Strikeforce show, did you? Did you have any substantive talks?
Yeah, we had a great conversation. I like him. He's a good guy, and hopefully we can work this thing out.
Do you think it's a problem that the Strikeforce guys, I know a lot of people wrote about it saying that they're all calling out UFC guys, and if you're going to run it as a separate brand, what's the point of having the guys in that brand, want to fight somebody in another brand?
Again, let me get control of this thing, and I will fix all of that. I'm telling you, I've got this thing ready to roll. I just need to get these guys on board.
And there has been some fans that have been asking about Anthony Johnson going to Strikeforce. You cut him from Zuffa, so I would imagine that would be. So you're not interested in him?
No. He needs to go fight somewhere else, get some wins, come in on weight, and do the. He needs to prove to me that he can be a professional. And he can, show up on weight and do the things that he's supposed to do. He does. He gets a few fights under his belt and does that. We'll talk.
I believe Nate Marquardt is currently a free agent. Would you reconsider with him and bring him back?
Yeah, I don't dislike Nate. I like Nate very much. We'll see what happens. Has he fought?
No. He had one that was canceled.
Then you guys just announced Jim Miller
Nate.
and Nate. That fight, how is that fight being built? Is it going to be built as an eliminator, or is it just...
Well, obviously the guy who wins that shot will probably get to take a shot at the title.
What does Anthony Pettis?
I don't know. We'll see.
Dana, the Strikeforce started at the Arnold Classic in March. Last year, Strikeforce had a show. We never watched the Strike. There was a Strikeforce booth and all the whole 9 yards. Will the UFC be doing anything at the Arnold Classic, or will it still just be Strikeforce guys?
It'll probably just be Strikeforce, but I don't know. We'll see.
Dana, he just brought up Nate Marquardt, also Chael Sonnen, Dan Henderson. Other guys have been using this testosterone therapy. Do you think these guys used to taking performance-enhancing drugs, or maybe that they just have lower testosterone than the average man?
I just talked about it for like 15 minutes when we started this thing. Literally went through that for like 15 minutes.
But you don't think Chael and Dan specifically were taking performance-enhancing drugs before?
I have no idea what they did or what they didn't do, but the fact is, guys who took performance-enhancing drugs earlier in their careers have to take testosterone replacement therapy later on,
right?
Because their testosterone they don't produce it anymore. Again, I'm not a doctor, going off what I've learned and what I've heard.
I got it. A friend of mine fights in the welterweight division. Went to high school with Brian Eversole. He's texted me 3 times about your Australia maybe being on, as the Ultimate Fighter being in Australia. How would he perhaps try to get himself into a slot to coach that?
We're actually going to coach it?
Yes. Brian Eversole.
Oh.
In the 170.
Brian. Yeah, okay.
He texted me 3 times trying to get me to get an answer.
Tell him to relax. When I'm ready to get the Australia stuff going, I'm sure he's a guy we'll talk to.
I got you. Thank you.
Any response to Australian fans that said that you've come back with a weekend card this time?
That's what everybody, dude. I mean, we're doing so many cards every year, and I love when people say that we're weak. Our cards are weak. 15 shows in a row, or however many we've done in a row. What's been weak? What is considered weak? We have these kick-ass fights that keep going on over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
It's often you put big names on the card. The fight will turn on.
There's only so many big names when we're doing so many shows. I mean, but that's the way the fight. You're either a fight fan or you're not. If you're looking for fucking John Jones to fight in every fight all over the world, that ain't gonna happen. You guys are gonna fight 3 times a year. You know what I mean? People, I love. Again, I'll go back to the internet. You know, it's the fans that are on the internet talking shit about, you know, oh, you don't do this for the fighters, you don't do that for the fighters, and all this other stuff. Dude, we're building these guys. We're getting these guys all. You know, you don't want to support these guys? Here's the one thing I guarantee. We're coming into Australia with a card that's going to kick ass, just like every other card has, all through 2011 and now starting. 2011 was like the sickest year of fights ever. I mean, the fights were insane. Every time I'd walk out of it, nobody even says it to me now. You guys all used to ask me, how do you beat this card? And then we come back and do another one, another one, another one. Nobody's asking me how you beat the card anymore, you know? Listen, if you don't like the fights that we set up there, don't go. Don't buy a ticket. No, I'm saying, I'm talking to your reporter. If you don't like the fights, don't go. Don't fucking watch it on TV and don't go. You're not a fight fan. Beat it. Get lost. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say to that.
You said at one point your favorite fight was Hughes Trig 2.
I know. Has
it changed now?
It's at this point now where people keep asking me what my favorite fight was, and it's just like, I don't even know what to say anymore. You know, when people talk about favorite fight, the one fight that pops into my head all the time now is Dan Henderson and Shogun. You know, just an absolute dog fight, drag him out. It looks like Shogun ain't making it out of the first round, and it goes 5 rounds. Dan Henderson's done, and it looks like he's going to finish him. It was just such a good fight, and the list goes on and on. 2011, like we just did this best of 2011 show. I don't know what fights to put on there. I mean, we would have to put like every fight in 2011 on the best of show. It's been awesome, and the thing again that you know, every time we come in, and this is what I do. I'm the bells and whistles guy. I do all this stuff in the arena, and we put on the things and do the promotion and all this stuff. But those guys come in and they put on the fights. Every time, all through 2011 and leading up to now, everybody has delivered. It's been phenomenal, man. And if you're bitching about a fight card, you're not a fight fan, man. If you want to see the Jones and the this and the that and the that, they're gonna fight that year. Buy it on pay-per-view. Okay? They're going to fight 3 times a year. You can watch their fights. But the reality is there's millions of hardcore fight fans that want to see great fights. Those are the guys that are going to show up to those fights. The guys that want to see stay home, take your girlfriend out, go to dinner, do something, I don't know, and then pay-per-view will be popping up. We're doing fights every weekend now. So the one you're going to want to see will show up eventually.
The same night as Henderson Hua, there was a great fight. Bellator had Alvarez and Chandler. Did you see that fight by any chance?
Say that again?
Alvarez and Chandler, and it was the same night as Henderson Hua.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see it. I heard it was good though.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
Yeah.
Are you going to be part of any of the pre-fight stuff, like you were last time on the Fox card?
At the desk?
Yeah.
No. I was at the desk that time because it was our first show ever on Fox.
keep
Kinda
Rock in
explain.
control.
Yeah, yeah. No, at the Fox panel this time is Kurt Menefee, Randy Couture, and Johnny Bones Jones.
Danny, you mentioned doing fights, sorry, Donner, basically every weekend. I think like 9 of the first 10 weeks of the year, you've got something. The Montreal card dropped off. Unless I'm forgetting something, you're going to have a lull like between March 3rd and April 21st.
God.
Is that intentional? You didn't want to...
What we like about that is the build-up.
There's a fight in April.
No, he's right. There is a gap, though, where we've got like almost 2 months without a fight.
6 weeks, isn't it?
Dana, was Shinya Aoki brought up at all for the Japan card?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
Would you be in favor of knees to a downed opponent, slap kicks to the head, if the commission were to allow that?
Yeah.
Like applied rules?
Yeah, I'm cool with knees to the head.
And banning elbows, because they usually cause a lot of cuts.
Love elbows. No, elbows aren't going anywhere.
Have a foot stomps the down opponent, like stomps to the head.
No, I hate head
You
stomps.
don't like the Vandalay Silva Shogun and slide?
No. That is so nasty and vicious. It's just when a guy's hurt and starts getting head stomped on.
You've shown it on your own program. You got the best of pride things.
I know. It's the history of that organization. But yeah, it's brutal. And it's not happening live right now. It was, 10 years ago.
Would you like to see the unified rules updated with knees to the head and other changes?
I've talked about that before. Yeah, I'd be cool with that, but this is never going to happen. Not anytime soon. You know what I mean? To get in and change legislation is so hard.
Now, can that happen in Japan since the UFC is going back to they have no commission there?
No, we follow all the rules of the Athletic Commission no matter where we are.
Well, there's a commission in Japan.
Yeah, but we follow the rules of the Athletic Commission everywhere we go. Meaning, the United States, this sport is sanctioned and there are rules, the unified rules, we follow that no matter where we go.
Do you use like essentially Nevada regulations if you're in a state where there's not?
Yeah. Yep. Done with me?
40 minutes, you did not good.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I got one thing for you.
Okay.
I think you were excited.
Excuse me.
No problem.